Alright, good morning everybody. It's your boy Akeen and welcome to today's vlog. Continuing things with week 13 of the fantasy football year. Here to talk about the quarterbacks that you should start and bench for this week. Start with players that you should start off with Cam Newton of the Carolina Panthers. Now the last two games that he had 43 fantasy points at the quarterback position, and he is refreshed coming off of a bye week. Now this week he's going to be playing against the Minnesota Vikings, who have allowed 57 fantasy points to giving quarterbacks over the last 2 weeks. Next quarterback, Ryan Tannehill of the Miami Dolphins. I think he's going to have a good week this week. This week he's going to be playing against the New York Jets defense, who has been struggling this year defensively due to the poor play on the offensive side. Now, Tannehill is actually 11th overall in points according to ESPN, and he is coming off of a 32-point performance against the Denver Broncos. Lastly, a player that you should start, Big Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's actually 4th overall in points, and this week he's going to be playing against the New Orleans Saints, who has been inconsistent on defense to giving quarterbacks in fantasy play. I think that Big Ben Roethlisberger has been dealing with some ups and downs ever since a couple of weeks ago, where he had 12 touchdown passes in 2 weeks, but he's a little bit up and down ever since then, but I think he's going to be on the up in this matchup. Quarterbacks that I believe that you should bench this week, got to start off with Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons. They're going to be playing against Arizona, and they have a tough secondary. Second, Philip Rivers of the San Diego Chargers, going to be playing against the Baltimore Ravens at Baltimore. Hostile environment. I think that Rivers is going to have a hard time against a great Ravens defense. And lastly, a player who is in question this week, Eli Manning of the New York Giants. Now, he's coming off of a stellar performance against the Dallas Cowboys, even though the Giants did lose that matchup. But this week, they're going to be playing at Jacksonville, and the Jaguars have been doing pretty good over the last 3 games at home against quarterbacks in fantasy play. They even average fewer than 15 points per game. I don't think that Eli Manning, I have a strong feeling that Eli Manning might struggle in this matchup, and also Eli Manning is very inconsistent. I think that he's a player that you should definitely bench this week. And a player that you could probably use as a replacement player is Andy Dalton of the Cincinnati Bengals, going to be playing at Tampa Bay. And I think that even though Tampa Bay has been doing pretty good over the last 3 weeks in fantasy play against quarterbacks, I think that Andy Dalton's going to have a good game because he does have AJ Green. He should be pretty much fully healthy, and he has a good receiver opposite of him of a Mohamed Sanu. And I think they have a great running game that will open up the passing game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that Andy Dalton could be a good replacement starter this week. Now, I'm going to catch you guys in a couple of minutes. I'm going to have more videos to talk about all the positions that you should bench and start for this week. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Keen McCall. Be easy.